I believe that he feeds back Rosberg in front of Liuzzi and Massa, which means he is in 9th place, just outside of the points, having been 7th before that pit stop. Montoya in then. McLaren go to work. He needs to get out in front of Mark Webber if he can. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. And then he will be in 5th place. There goes Raikkonen, there goes Button.
You have to say, Jensen's been very unlucky this afternoon. That bad start put him on his back foot. And every time he's come out of the pits, there's been something getting in his way, or a McLaren that he's had to have a run at. He seemed like he got the legs moderately easily on Montoya, but Raikkonen looks a different story down into turn 1 at the moment.
In any moment now, we're going to have a battle for Rosberg to get himself into the points. As you can see, Massa here, another man who had a bad pit stop, lost him a lot of time and dropped him out of contention. That was a pass for 10th place from Felipe Massa.
Massa's pace has not been good though, although he's just popped into the the high 1:33s. But isn't it amazing how hard even he struggled to pass the V10, the old style V10 down the straight? But Massa then, dreadful afternoon for the Brazilians really, isn't it?
3 seconds the last lap round, now 1.2 seconds, now Martin 0.2 seconds. Surely this is just a matter of time.
It's a lot less than that 10, and in fact Rosberg makes the move out the back of David Coulthard. Coulthard more or less powerless to resist, and Rosberg on his debut gets himself up into the points. Coulthard's fighting back.
Yeah, Rosberg got wide, and Coulthard, he's not quite got enough run down the outside, but he's got a cleaner line. And Rosberg needs to make sure he doesn't outbrake himself down there. Coulthard, there's plenty of space on the exit of turn 4, but it's a right-hander next. And, sorry, the little left kink, but then the right-hander, and Rosberg had the racing line, had the better line, and, well, what a brilliant performance from young Rosberg, no doubt about it. But Michael's definitely beginning to push harder, no doubt about it.
It looks so easy, doesn't it, on the cockpit, the turning in. You think, I could do that, but we're an hour and 25 minutes into a Grand Prix that's being held in desert heat. And these drivers have been lapping very hard, pulling 4-5G through some of the corners. I tell you that a Formula 1 car accelerates from 0 to 100 in 3.6 seconds and goes from 0 to 100 and then back to a stop in 6.6 seconds. It'll give you some sort of idea what a brutal piece of machinery it is to drive, and what questions it asks of your body. All of these guys, super fit racers, and even after almost an hour and a half of flat-out racing, they're still pushing very, very hard indeed, with just 6 laps to go here in Bahrain.
What a head-to-head it's been between these two, and Michael looks so close there, doesn't he?
I tell you what, Martin, this is the first round of the new World Championship. Michael is a good bit closer. He's having a run at him.
He's very close.
Alonso knows about it. He's looking into the mirrors. That's Michael. Is he going to have a run? Down the inside? No, he's not. But where did Alonso lose the time from? Was it getting out of the way of the back markers, as you said? Or does he have a little problem creeping in? A 33.8 that last lap, a 33.2 for Michael Schumacher. And Schumacher has turned it up here.
I wonder if Alonso's got a problem with his brakes, you know. He's poor under braking. Very poor under braking at this stage. And he appears to have good corner speed. And Michael's just eating him in the braking zone. Look at that one, although you do tend to get that effect in hairpins. Alonso's going to have to crank the power up. Michael suddenly has got an advantage over him. Although there was some back marks involved, we don't know if Alonso went a little bit wide into the final corner, which is so easy to do here. But it does seem to me he's just struggling a bit in the braking zone.
I tell you what, though, it's massively encouraging that this is the first round of the World Championship, and we have, with 5 laps to go, 2 cars contesting the victory that are this close together to each other on the racetrack, and we have battles also going on throughout the field. 3 laps to go in Sakhir then, and 2 great battles on the racetrack. This is the battle for 7th place between Christian Klien. We're riding on board with Nico Rosberg on his Grand Prix debut, one that he will remember, and I think everybody who loves Formula 1 will remember for a long time. It's important to start well, isn't it, in Formula 1? You think about Häkkinen and his debut, and Johnny Herbert scored points on his debut. You scored points on your debut, Martin. It really is important to get off to a good start, and Rosberg's done a brilliant job. And there is that's Ross. That's beg your pardon. That's the Honda going through to lap the Midland Formula 1. Raikkonen in front, Button in the middle, and the Midland at the back. What used to be the Jordan team, now painted in silver and red. And there's still some racing to go here as well. Button doesn't quite look close enough though to Raikkonen to have a go. Just 2 laps then still to go. We know that Rosberg's got the speed. He's been catching Klein at almost 2 seconds a lap. What's Button weaving for?
Don't know. Now he should just about be all right here. I mean, Klein's got a Ferrari motor behind him. He's got a good donkey pushing him along. But look at Rosberg picking up the slipstream into the headwind, and he's gone for the inside line. He'll do that comfortably now, as long as he just keeps a calm head to the apex. Superb.
The 2 youngest drivers in Formula One contesting points positions here for 7th place. Nico Rosberg on his debut goes through. It was a lot about the Cosworth horsepower. That was a good effort, really. That engine has been very promising throughout testing, and a nice slipstream. Klein did his best, but Rosberg wanted to get through more than Klein wanted to defend it.
He sold him the dummy, didn't he? Rosberg sold him a lovely little dummy there and just stuck it up the inside. Ted, we're on the last lap. Have you got some news?
Yeah, but into Renault they say no problems. Fernando Alonso hasn't got anything wrong with his brakes. He was just managing the performance and controlling the race.
Of course he was. That sounds like a lovely bit of PR speak, Ted. Just a few corners to go then for Fernando Alonso to pick up in 2006, where he left off last year in Shanghai with that stunning victory to clinch the Constructors' Championship for Renault, to go on top of his own Drivers' World Championship. But today's also been about the story of the revival of Ferrari, hasn't it, Martin?
It has. We've got 4 teams with very, very close performance and different tyres. 3 of them on Michelin, plus Ferrari, of course. Ferrari have tested here more than any other team. They should come here with a slight advantage, if you think about it, with all of the mileage they've done around here. I said on F1 ITV website, I said it in my Sunday Times column, that in a head-to-head, I now believe that Alonso and Raikkonen can just shade Michael Schumacher, and I think we've seen that here this afternoon. They've got that extra little bit of speed now, and then now they're in front of him. They've got the maturity and the confidence to cope with it too.
Well, that's a big thing to say, and I think you may well be right. Out of the final corner comes Fernando Alonso. He wins the first round of the 2006 World Championship. Fernando Alonso beats Michael Schumacher in a straight fight here at Sakhir. He is a back-to-back Bahrain winner. It is his 9th career victory, and a very, very sweet one too. Raikkonen will pick up the 3rd place for a podium. Look how close Button is to him. That's how far Jensen was from a podium. But Raikkonen from 20th place on the grid, the very back of the grid, comes through. And here is Nico Rosberg, still passing cars left, right and centre. That's a back marker he's going through, and he has had a heroic drive today. Juan Montoya comes through in 5th place. There he is. There's Mark Webber. We've hardly seen him all day. Teammate to the flamboyant Rosberg. He finishes 1 place ahead of him, 23 seconds ahead of him, in fact. And that's a good drive by Mark. He'll be pleased to get off the mark there with 6th place.
Fantastic, Fernando. Absolutely brilliant, mate. Really, really, really good. Well done, mate. Well done. Great. The desert heat was a bit too much for Michael that time.
Well done, guys. Well done. This race is yours. This race is thanks for the pit stops. So well done. It's your victory, this one. Thank you so much.
What a gracious man.
Beautiful driving, mate. Well done. That was a champion's drive.
What a gracious man Fernando Alonso is, handing the victory, dedicating it to the team. As we said at the time, Martin, that pit stop, 1.4 seconds faster than Ferraris, albeit they were putting less fuel in. It was crucial.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. The team won the race for him, but he kept the car where it needed to be. They fueled it well. He made a couple of errors in qualifying that I think put him slightly on his back foot. And, well, he's sitting there. Won the race, reigning world champion, McLaren contract in his pocket for next year, which is kind of bizarre, isn't it? But anyway, he's got the job done today, and this was what? This was presumably a replay of replay of stuff going on earlier in the race, and that nearly took Alonso out, didn't it? Massa getting overexcited into the braking zone, and this was after that great Renault pit stop. Alonso hanging Michael out to dry on the outside of turn 1, and it was just enough, and Ross's right hand says it all.
Ross Brawn, technical director of Ferrari, thought he'd done enough, and that was the moment at which he realised he hadn't. Victory sealed then for Fernando Alonso, but a lot of fantastic drives. Flavio Briatore looks pleased. A team victory today for Renault, thoroughly deserved.